Yes, we are live.
All right. Yet another week. Welcome to all analysts. Second week, although it was impacted by rain, we still have a few games which happened. Uh, those three games we'll be covering those three games as well as the predictions. Unfortunately, we're not going to have the game changer of the week, but we have invited two guests who are going to join us for the showcase game of the week. So they'll be joining us a bit later. But let's start off with the games, and then we will go into the predictions.
Parthiv, I think you're fading out.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, now this was clearer.
Okay, maybe I need to talk a little louder. All right, let's go and start with the match analysis. Satya, if you want to pull up your screen, we'll go in the order in which they're listed on Quick Clubs. Whoops.
Let me pull that up. 1 minute. Yeah.
Are you sharing? Okay, now we are.
Yeah.
All right. So the first game of the week which we're going to cover is FCC Agni versus Cheetahs. Cheetahs is a I think it's Kings 11, is it? Which has renamed?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah. Yep.
So even though they seem to be a new coming under a new name, some of these players have been playing DCL for a while. So not new to DCL fraternity. This game was played, FCC Agni versus Cheetah. So, I'll probably go with our analyst. Let's go with, I'll go with Vamsi, since you have some background on FCC in general. So let's start off with you, and then we'll go to Vijay for color as well.
Yep. I don't have much info about FCC Agni, but for sure, Parthiv, a lot of analysts who picked Cheetahs in the last week have definitely picked the wrong call. Because yes, Cheetahs won against Cover Drive Cricket Club, but in this game, I think they were outplayed by FCC Agni.
If I'm not wrong, I think we all picked Cheetahs, didn't we?
Yeah, well, Parthiv, here is the thing. We all picked Cheetahs, but I saw a number of guys who had 3-0 records in the the Google Forms submission. Many of them were 3-0, so that means they all picked FCC Agni to beat Cheetahs. So they knew something which we did not know.
Yeah, I think that the standout performance, obviously, as you can see here, is that 22 by Jaya Ratan Kambam. I think that was a standout performance. But and then Ramesh, I think he played a key role in making sure that they get a decent total of 81, which was I think enough on a soggy pitch. I think scoring 81 was always going to be tough. So yeah, continue, KK. Sorry,
I think KK stepped out.
Okay, then we'll probably go with Satish. Satish, you have anything to add?
Yeah, because I was on the ground, so based on the ground conditions, that day I think 80 was that power score to start with, to put enough pressure on the opponent on that pitch. And if you see, FCC Agni did not had that great a start. They had lost few wickets at the beginning of the stage itself, but Jaya, Ratna, and Ramesh come with a lot of experience, I believe, and those two made a good partnership over there, and that helped them to get 80 around 80 odd runs. So I thought 80 odd runs on that pitch is good total. At the same time, when Cheta started getting into bad, I think they also did not had that great start, and they never able to pick up their batting. So they were continuously score was following. Other than Lakshmi, nobody was on the double digit, and I believe no other partnership though. And you see Ramesh bowled 2 maiden over. Arjun is one of the experienced people from their team. Got picked 3 wicket, and Jayaratna, I think, other not just the bat, he picked up 4 wicket with the ball also. So clearly, what I would say, a man of the match on that match. He has huge impact on that match, scoring 20 odd runs and getting 4 wickets. On that pitch, it was like a very good performance.
Yep. And I think one of the ththings that I've always noted is Ramesh, is always able to field a pretty decent team. He's like the master recruiter, and he always gets every time we feel like FCC Agni is going down the drum.
Yeah.
Always seems to get a few players to add to his roster, and they
Mm.
somehow managed to get a pretty decent roster. So, anyone on this scorecard or in the roster you've seen that is a good ad this year for them?
When I talked to Ramesh before the season starts, he came to pick the ball. He was saying at that time he just came from the India, and he was saying that at this point he is just three players in the Agni. He himself and Arjun and Raghu. I do not see Raghu playing. Raghu did play, but
He didn't play, yeah.
Yeah, but the Drasap Kapoor has played for him forever.
yeah, that time at least he said that because he just came from the India and he did not talk to his unit. That time he was mentioning. But
Okay.
I believe this kind of games, right? They still, if you see Arjun and Ramesh are quite experienced people, to pull around the game like this. I'm not really sure about who new they have added at this point. So maybe I need to check if anyone else has any information.
Yeah, our panel analyst KK is pretty good at that. We are missing him. He's pretty good at pointing out who's moved where. So,
But if you see, I think Agni has lost their one of the most key player who's playing with them from long time. I think after knockers,
oh yes,
Arun
Arun
Lal
Rawat.
Kumar. Yeah. So that I think that was a huge uh, takeaway from them. FCC Agni. He was bad ball field, right? He takes major part of FCC Agni in all the department. So I think that is the damage that Agni had, but still I think they had a good start.
Yep. And I think you'll probably agree that on all these games, obviously the team that won the toss elected to bat, and that was a very big part of the conditions in which these games were played.
Yeah, and that day all three teams batted first and won the game.
Yep, exactly. I think it was key with the deteriorating conditions and the
No, but
pitch. At the same
actually,
time,
I'll talk when my game will come. But I think because we had slight sun, and I felt that the pitch has improved little bit, but in the second inning.
oh wow. I don't know. I don't know about like when you say pitch versus the ground condition. Yes, the ground condition might have improved. It might have become a little more drier. But I think with the constant running, with the bowler run up, I think that soil tends to kind of start uh, breaking up a lot faster.
Yeah,
So,
that's true too.
okay, Viju, sorry, I forgot to add. Viju, did you have anything to add to that game?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about Ramesh on this thing. I have absolute admiration for his character and his hard work. I think that is the one person who has kept that team afloat, even when with all the ups and downs and everything which goes on. So sometimes we have to give credit to the man for the hard work which he has put in, and appreciate him for what it is. Yes, maybe the results are could have been better, but there are times where they have made the playoffs and things like that. So if you ask me, that team is all about Ramesh and his hard work and his diligence and the way in which he approaches. He is a very easy guy to get along with, and people tend to gravitate towards him for the ease with which he does things, and also a person of character. So that I just wanted to highlight. And he has that Arjuna Dabla. He's a very good player. Maybe of late the results have not been that good as compared to what he was some years ago, where he was single-handedly he could win the game for you. But he's a fabulous umpire. I mean, he knows the rules. If he comes for umpiring a Glad's game, I'm very confident that a fair game will be called, and knows the rules, knows a very decent guy. So I thought the other thing is that I see Jashwant Reddy on this thing, and if you really ask me, he's a very good player too. So I'm surprised that he did not bat and he did not bowl, which makes me wonder whether he was even there on the ground, because I cannot see any circumstances under which Jashwant doesn't get to bat. He usually opens the batting or goes one or two down, and he's pretty tough customer to get out because we have struggled to get him out, and he also bowls pretty decent. So I'm not sure what the deal is on that one. But on Cheetahs, I have to say that they have. I guess we were completely wrong. I guess we went with the name of Durga Prasad Parmartri, and we thought he'll get the job done. At least that was my confidence level, thinking that I was basing it all on him, and thinking that he had a few other players, and I thought maybe they can pull this off easily, is what I thought. But again, pitch might have played circumstances. That's why I wanted to ask Gaba. Gaba, when you say that the pitch conditions, can you enlighten the crowd as to what is it like going and playing there? Because we have advanced this season by 2 weeks, but the first week also we had disastrous results with regards to scoring, and many people complaining that it is too cold and ball is not bouncing enough and things like that. So we play cricket to enjoy it, but if we are really not enjoying it, and when the season is this far ahead, what happens is most of the time teams play some practice games around this time, you see. So you're going in without any practice, and you're cold, dead in the water kind of a thing. Explain to us what you say that the pitch was this thing. I'm not getting it. What exactly were you seeing out there?
So yeah, as you mentioned, right, when we landed there, at least the pitch did not had any water patches. So it was no water patches around the pitch or around that mud area. Okay. But when we started, bouncing the ball where we wanted to put a crease, nowhere we could find any place where we can get a bounce. And then, but still, because there's no water patches and ground look still playable in the sense that at least the ball you can play, right? There is no injury and other those things wasn't the case here. You won't get injured because of water patches or it is muddy around it. So when we try to find, me and Pankaj was trying to find a pitch, we are roaming here and there trying to find within 15 feet where we could place a pitch, right? We did not find any proper place, but again we got settled with one place where we thought it may be a little better, it looks a little harder, so that over a period of time, because we waited for another 15 minutes, that we requested the umpires that we wanted to have a 15 minutes later start, like 9:30 was the time, 9:45 we wanted to start. So umpire did agree on that. So those are the things basically. And then what happens many a times when you inspect the pitch, right? Pitch comes in your mind. So cricket became a mind game there. So even though ball was bouncing less, now you start playing with the pitch condition, not your natural game, and that's where a lot of things changes.
So basically, the teams which did not, which had a bye the first 1 or 2 weeks, are the lucky teams because they're going to have much better pitch conditions later on as the season progresses. And the teams who have had to play the first 2 weeks are facing trouble, basically. Yeah, because all the scores are very low scores, and I'm sure when we get to your game, that was a masterpiece in low scoring. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, I have to give credit to Agni for winning this game. I mean, it was a comprehensive win, but nevertheless, I think Cheetahs probably have to stay at the wicket. I don't think the conditions this week is going to be any that significantly better. So I think the premium is to stay at the wicket. So we'll
I
see.
have an opinion on that, Viju, because at least for now, the weather does not show any rain. Tomorrow or the day after, and Saturday
Okay.
it's sunny. So the pitch could be much better, Maybe we'll see about 80, 90s, our average score.
But that's
Okay.
that's
I
but
thought
that's
you were
the
going to say
challenge.
that the weather was 80, 90s. Okay. All right.
No,
No
no,
problem.
the
No, we're still
scores.
far off
The
the.
weather is about 65 or 66.
Yeah, around
Okay.
70, I think.
Yeah.
65 to 70.
But I always consider, even before, like when we play DCL, I think it's always the case. The conditions steadily improve as we get to the summer season, when the ground becomes hard and is watered, and you get more truer bounce. But that's the challenge of cricket. Even in IPL, if you see, they have such a long tournament. You have 16 games. The pitches start off well, and then slowly and slowly it becomes slower, and starts to turn and spinners. So I think I feel it's a challenge. Teams have to be ready. You will have conditions where they are not in favor of you, of the batsman. In that case, they should be adapting to the conditions. So it's a challenge if you think of it from that perspective.
And I
All
think
right.
Cheetahs missed a trick in the previous game, because in the previous week, right, Cheetah's opener was Abhilash Reddy. He played until the 25th over. I don't know for what reason their skipper decided he needs to come one down. If there is one guy who is opening your innings, playing throughout, why not open with him? Why do you have to demote it to one down?
Yeah, I mean, this is a trend which we have seen even last year. And last year we singled out Satish Gaba when we were talking about Detroit Titans. He was shuffling the batting order, so we were talking about that. I think that happens generally at the start of the tournament. You see a lot of captains playing with their top order, trying to figure out who and what combination they want to go. So I think
Again,
maybe that's the reason.
KK, isn't this a new team, right? I mean, this is a new team for this year, right? So he's probably
I mean,
trying to
it was
figure
Knights
things.
last year. It was renamed as Cheetahs.
Right.
Okay, but did the players? Did he get
Players
a?
move between the teams. But
Okay.
I have a question, very interesting question for all of you, right? So, say in your game one, a particular person does not play, and someone else is drafted in as an opener. If the guy does good as an opener in the next game, do you send this guy back to the middle order because your regular opener is back, or because he's doing good, do you give him more chances, especially after a 25 over batting stay?
It's interesting because I've seen a lot of teams do that. I mean, you have your opening slot. Like I think if I take the example of IPL again, I think RCB had done that. Kohli opens this season because they do not have a regular opener. I think Rajat Patidar was their slotted opener. He got injured, and so now they've sent Kohli up the order. Pretty sure if Rajat Patidar would come back, if he comes back, I think he's out, but if he did come back, I would assume Kohli goes back to three, and Patidar goes to open. So I guess if you've drafted someone to open, you'd rather want him to, when he comes back, go back to the opening slot.
Patidar is injured. I think he has got some surgery. I think.
Yeah, he's out of the season. But if he had
He's out of
if he comes back, if he had come back, I'm pretty sure Kohli would go three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think KK, I think it's captain's preference most of the time. Like he must be having some strategy for sure. But if somebody is giving a good start for a couple of games, and if your regular opener is not regular to your game, you may give a skip to and accommodate him on a place where actually he'll be new, right? Why you are adjusting two people on the same one spot?
Yep.
So
And
again,
let me ask another question, because
captain's
today we
choice,
have
captain
time.
preference maybe, but probably that would make more sense.
And let me ask another question, right? Because we have time today, in the same line of thought. Say you have your regular playing 12 out of the regular playing 12, one person is not available, so you picked your number 13 on the list to play in a, say, pre-quarters game. He did very well. Okay, he gave you what you needed as a skipper. And in the next game, if the person who sat out the previous game comes back, what do? You slot him right in and kick this guy out, or do you continue with this person who is in form?
We will continue with that person. It's a playoff game, you're saying, right? Not a
Whatever.
regular league game.
Yep.
No, definitely. If somebody has performed on a playoff game, there's no point of dropping him. If a person who is coming back also make a sense, then somebody else will sit out.
Yeah. I would try to find another person who is not performing,
Yeah.
maybe replace him.
All right. Back to the games. About the Titans and Dark Horses, I think Pankaj was just gave you the game on a platter, because he decided to come so low.
Yeah. So before I say something, since Satish Gaba is here, I think we'll probably hear from the horse's mouth. What was your take on this game?
Yeah, we won the toss and elected to bat first. I knew that this is the pitch where 80 runs will be at par. If we get 80 odd runs, I think we will easily manage to win the game against Dark Horse. But again, we did not had a good start. We had Dipti and Rupesh started, and they both got dug. And me and Abhishek, with no time, me and Abhishek was on the crease. I think second over or so, like 2 for 2, and then But man, when me and Abhishek started batting, we did not find that difficulty to score run. We were able to score run almost 80 strike rate or so. And once me and Abhishek got out, I think after that, I think we had no other support. Everybody was just going and coming back. As I mentioned earlier, right? I think pitch was on our batsman mind that it may impact or something, but we did not lose any wicket because of the pitch. Most of the wickets we threw. Okay, let's put it this way. I do not want to say that my team scored 41 run because of the bad pitch. No, my team scored 41 run because we played bad cricket. We batted really bad that day. It was a pathetic performance from our batting side. That is why we scored 41 run, not because of the pitch. Okay, I cannot blame the pitch.
All right.
Again,
What was the I want to find out what was the discussion, or what did you tell your team after you guys came back, when 41 all out, when you guys were going out to bowl?
yeah.
What was
Before that, when the wickets started falling, right, I just wanted team to score 50. Okay, as a captain, I wanted, okay, let's cross at least one milestone of 50, so that we'll have more motivation to go and defend that total. Okay, so 50 was my bare minimum target that I wanted to give to the dark horse. When we started falling the wicket, not at the beginning for sure. Okay.
Right.
But when we had a 41, but still I know, because we are playing this cricket from 2013, 14, right? A lot of people in my team still playing from that era where the low scoring, how you used to defend 60 run, 65 run is easily defendable, right? If you remember, Parthiv,
Yeah.
right? So when we went to the field, we talked about the same, and I think I'll talk about the Parag again. Parag is one of the experienced player that we have got, right? So we knew that it may be a difficult task, okay, but it is not that it has not been done in the past, right? Lowest total has been defended, not on this ball, but it has been defended. And if we bowl well, probably pitch might also support us. We don't know, right? That was a thought, and I told my team that okay, there is no joke now. Even no single catch, no single run, no single wide. Okay, we did not give our bowler enough leverage to make mistakes. But at the same time, when the dark horse, I was actually curious about understanding dark horse mindset, how they are gonna react on 41 run. Okay, they had couple of good batsmen. If you ask me, I think they started with Rahul and Nabi, and they started attacking us. They were not in a defensive mode. Even though what was the mindset? But I said it will work out in our favor because our bowling is not that. Our bowling is good. If they will try to hit us, probably we'll get a more. If they will go on shell, probably we need a support from the pitch. But if they are trying to score a run on and trying to hit on the air to score the 41 run, that is good for us. If they can hit one or two here and there, but gradually we'll get them. For one or two good ball, we'll get them. And that is exactly happened. Rahul got out. If you see right, no LBW on the top order. Both the batsmen got caught out. Like one got caught in the boundary and another got in the square side. So they were trying to play on the air though, and that worked on our favor because we know they do not have that depth of the batting. So we knew that these people, like Rahul Bhandari, I know, and Nabi probably I did not know, but I know Rahul Bhandari is a good batsman and the Pankaj was is a good batsman. Again, I did not understand when they have got a good start of 22 for 2, why Pankaj was has to hold himself and go a little down the order. He should have come up and scored 10-run partnership, and we are 1-1 run or 41 run, 1-1 run. We are moving out of 4-5% out of the game, right? He decided to go a little down the order, and that helped us because whoever come for the second, third, fourth down, we got them out. And when Pankaj was came again, now he reversed his psychology. Initial players were hitting, and he stopped hitting or scoring. He went for the defensive, and we started targeting from the other end. Parag is coming back. This is the first game for Parag after 3 years. He was in India for almost 3 seasons, and he was playing his first DCL game after 3 years. Oh man, he was so good. That shows that how experienced bowler he is, and he is the backbone of our team. Not just as a bowler, not just as a player, but as a strategy. He gives lots of positivity throughout the team. Okay, so that actually Parag, and again I supported little bit to Parag, and we got the game out of Dark
Well,
Horse.
That's a very humble way of saying I support it, but you guys both did an outstanding job. If you see the figures, Parag was 3 overs 4 for 4, and you were 3 overs 1 for 3. I mean, as I mentioned in my Instagram post, you guys basically just choked Pankaj and the team. And what is surprising is Pankaj stays not out. So you guys did an outstanding job of not giving him. I mean, he didn't probably do a good job of farming the strike, but he was losing players on the other end. So staying one not out when your team is folding out to 28, I mean that's something is wrong with that strategy, or they weren't able to rotate the strike and give Pankaj to face maximum bowling once they were losing wickets. So that's something which Pankaj should have been doing, farming some of the strike, making sure that he's shielding some of the lower end of the batting order. So that's something which I found it really surprising. I mean, time and time again, Pankaj Vats has been the sole contributor or the man standing for the dark horses. Year two with the ball and the bat, even though he's one not out, but he still was there. So somebody needs to step up on dark horses.
Yep.
Viju, what do you want to say about this?
I personally think Pankaj Watts missed a trick. I think they lost the game because Pankaj Watts did not have the killer instinct. I think if in the same situation I was there, I would have gone for the kill. I would have tried to make it as uncomfortable as possible for Gaba. I would have definitely, if I had the skill set of Pankaj Watts, I wouldn't wait to come so low down and try to amalgamate anybody. My first job is to win the game. I keep telling Satya the same thing. First job is to win the game, and then we can think about everybody else getting opportunities and all that stuff. All that is good, but it comes down to what are you there for? You're there on a Saturday morning to win a game, right? I mean, you go with the intention of winning a game, and if you don't have any intention of winning the game, then you're wasting your time and you're wasting the opposition's time too. So I personally think that Pankaj Watts missed a trick. I think, again, 1 run in 11 balls. I think he probably should have taken a little more risk. I mean, maybe people were getting out, but the thing is, he knows his team better than anybody else. Mm-hmm. So if all those other people, 6, 4, 3 balls, they have lasted, so it's, he got about 45% of the strike there. So you can't say that he didn't get the strike. So he got the strike, but how often are you going to win the game if you're just going there and blocking the ball? I think you have to have some kind of a positive intent. I mean, I've seen KK bat. He bats with positive intent. I mean, it's important to understand staying at the wicket, but it's also important to understand that you need to have some sort of a positive intent. The idea is not just to block the ball and just keep it at your feet or whatever it is, but I think that's what needs to happen. But I think, again, let's give credit to Gaba and to Parag. I mean, this was what they got. They got 7 wickets and they gave only 5 runs and they bowled 6 overs. So let's give credit to where credit is due. I mean, they did everything possible. I didn't think they would be able to defend 41 when I saw 41. I thought dark horses are probably going to win the first game in 3 seasons. And if you don't win this game, I mean, remember, it has a very negative consequence on everybody because people will say, okay, we couldn't get 41. And how are we going to come back? So one way is to challenge everybody and say that, what, we have to forget about that game and take it out on our next opponent. The other one is you say, okay, man, I'm playing with a bunch of guys and nobody is very serious. So why in the world do I want to go out on Saturday? So I think they are at a quick crossroads. I think Watts needs to go back and look at the drawing board and say, okay, my job is also to win the game. I would like to get everybody involved, but it's also important how to do that while trying to win the game. So I don't know. I think this was the game they should have won. But let's give credit to Gaba that never say die attitude and defending 41 and those 2 bowlers. Outstanding effort. Absolutely outstanding effort. Let's give them credit for that. I mean, newfound respect for that, especially after they lost Sahesh Wasan. And I'm going to come to that question for Gaba when we get to the showcase game of the week. I didn't want to ask him that question right now. right now I just want to focus on what an outstanding job. 41 defending, absolutely peach of a performance. And again, I think, remember, we are as analysts, we honestly say what comes to our mind. It's our job to even sometimes criticize our own teams, and I criticized Glads when we lost to strikers. And Gaba did the same thing. He said that the batting was crap. When you score only 41 runs and you get 11 runs or so in extras, so you basically have scored 30 runs off the bat, I guess. Is that right, Gaba? Or am I just
You're right.
imagining?
11 run was extra, though we got 31 run. That two person only scored 17, 18 odd run, 18 odd runs.
So really it is Gaba and Abhishek who scored the runs, and everybody else, really didn't contribute much. I think they have lots to improve upon.
Satya, one quick feedback from our viewers. I just got a message. Can you zoom in a little bit on the scorecard? I think it's people who are following are not being able to see the scorecard. So if you can zoom in a little bit.
Oh, by the way, who did this broadcasting of this video? Who was the specialist?
Who was the terrible?
No, so Gaba, you were the specialist.
I forgot to remove that.
This was a terrible job, Gaba. Let me be honest with you. This was I went to watch the game. Parthiv, I really went to watch the game.
This is not the first time I was streaming. It's just that on the momentum of the game, I forgot to remove the rotation, the screen rotation. So
all I know is
you get an app. Parthiv sent me a message, but my phone was only the streaming, so I will never get. I think you should tag someone else so that we'll get the.
I didn't know your phone was the one.
I only do from my phone, so.
Satish, I think you better delete this video. You better delete this video and forget about this game altogether.
You cannot delete it. It's in Cricket Clubs.
Yeah,
you can do that. Actually.
Before we move on to the next game, I had one thing to add. Parag Kadwade, I've faced his bowling. I've played with him. He's probably one of the most difficult bowlers you'll face in DCL, especially with this ball and this condition. He's just unplayable. He's very much like Vinod Singh we have. Vinod Singh of the old and of today. Like, they are so hard to score because they do not give you pretty much anything to work with. So they are pretty much on target. You hit, you miss, and they hit. Either you LBW or you are basically going to be bored. So he's a very, very difficult customer and very, very accurate, like 99% of the times. I have rarely seen him have a odd bad day. There might be, everybody's human, but he's pretty on target. And, time and time again, I know Satish mentioned he's coming back after 3 years. He's still, I guess, the same bowler that I've seen him 3 years ago.
I don't know if Vinod is human. I mean, I have little doubts on that. By the way, Gaba, how old is Parag?
He must be 38, 39.
Okay, so that's a man who is becoming better with age. Wonderful.
And Satya, can you go to the pool section once? Because I have a comment to make, especially after this result. Had Detroit Titans lost this game, it would have opened up that pool C for the 16th team by a huge margin, because there is very less competition I see in pool C. So there would have been more number of teams with probably closer points. Because Sterling Strikers is not Sterling Strikers, right? And you see the closest competitor. For sure, the teams that you think would make through are GLCs is one, Raptors is one, Titans after that last win. And probably this year, Vijay also might fancy his chances getting into playoffs, because FCC, Dynamites, and Sterling Strikers I see are on the same level.
All right.
That's my take on it.
I think pool C will be interesting because, you may not see a big names as a team, but you see a lot of teams are on an equal level, who play equal level cricket, I would say. So you will see a lot of competition there too, where you will, in the last 1 or 2 games also, pool might not be that clear as maybe other few pools.
That is exactly where I said,
my point, because whenever we are talking about pool C is easy. Pool C easy maybe for like a team like a Raptor, for example. Okay. But pool C might not be easy for the remaining other teams. I'm just giving an example. because everybody can, if you see, right, whatever the name you gave, they can win each other. Like
True.
Dynamite can beat Titan, Titan can beat Dynamite, FCC can beat Dynamite,
Yeah,
vice
yeah.
versa.
I think
Likewise, there is no
Two
I
more
think what
no
closely
clear
contested
possibility.
games.
yeah. I mean, what we're trying to say is at least the 5 teams or 6 teams we know that we which are going to make the cut. Yeah, within that, the order. Yeah, you're right. If you beat Dynamites or Dynamite beats you, yes, you guys can jostle up and down.
Yeah.
But I think within that 5 or 6, I think it's pretty certain that these are the 5 or 6 teams that are going to go through.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the next game. That was the last game of this last. The last game of the last weekend. That was a very very close game as well. Fighters taking on Hawks, and I think there were a lot of analysts who had Hawks as their prediction. Even though we are all fans of MBB, and our chats were going on, and he definitely proved the difference maker. I mean, if you see the scorecard, again, this scorecard of 80 might not look huge, but the conditions that were there, it was well, a pretty much a winning score. I mean, the two contributions. Great to see Sainath, and we all know him. He's been there for a very, very long time. Ex Falcons player, I think, what was that? What was the other thing that happened after Falcons? He played in that as well. I think Patriots, was it? They played in
Yeah,
Patriots?
he played for Patriots.
Yep, Patriots, and now part of Fighters. He still is lean, mean, and really energetic. I see him, sometimes while he plays tennis too, so he's still very, very fit. I wonder why he, took a sabbatical in the last couple of years. He wasn't playing regularly enough, but he's still very, very much, in shape. So it's great to see him, and he scored really quickly, considering this pitch, considering runs were hard to get. He played his natural game. As you can see here, 20 of 26 balls. He made sure that the runs were coming. And similarly, Mahesh Babu also. So that score of 80 was a very tall order for Hawks to climb, but they came really, really close. So, to analyze that game, I'll probably go to KK. I'll go to you first.
Well, what can we say? This game, I think this is Mahesh's first win as a captain for Fighters. So first, congratulations to him. And he led from the front, both in the batting and bowling department.
Yep.
No, you see little contributions, 5-7 from the rest of the team, but I think Sai's innings was crucial to give them a good start. And then MBB was there at one end. I think he was the last wicket to fall that day.
Yeah. You're right.
Got the team to a respectable total, and then you see there are only 3 boundaries in that entire inning. So scoring those singles was very crucial. That's where I think Fighters got those additional 10 or 15 runs. And when Hawks were batting at one stage, it seemed as if Hawks is going to win this game because they only needed 10 runs in the last 4 overs. Thanks to Praveen and Shashank. They played well, but I think Shashank lacked support from the rest of the batsmen, the bottom 5 batsmen over there. And what was baffling is that the 9th wicket, you see the batsman who got out 9th, Siddharth Ulpe, he tried to hit a 6 and got out. It was the 22nd over. You need 4 points in the bag, if not 5. For that, they would have played out of 25 overs, they would have got through. But I think it was a strategic mistake. Well, again, Hawks is also, it's their second year. They'll learn with time and experience. It's the same occurrence that we saw in the quarterfinal of last year. Needed 6 runs to win, 3 wickets in hand. They lost the game. Right? So sometimes I think glory doesn't work. You have to still work on your singles and doubles.
Yep. Well said. Vijay, what would you like to say?
Yeah, I actually watched pretty much the whole game because there was no Glads game, and Titans games was not very user friendly in terms of watching experience, So I switched to this game and I started watching this game. Again, we expected a close game, so I wanted to see what MBB was going to do, and I wanted to see what Vikram Reddy Golomari was going to do. So I really wanted to watch this game. So I was hoping to see 2 games side by side. But anyway, this game I kind of watched whole game. I thought Sainath looked pretty much like in old form, just like what you said, Parthiv. I think, again, there is that statement, form is temporary, but class is permanent, and he stamped his class early on in the game. But I thought Mahendra Burreddy, I do not know how many of you have seen him bowl, but I saw him bowl. This is the first time I'm seeing him bowl, and he is an outstanding bowler, outstanding Parthiv. I'm telling you,
Is he the guy who has that slinging action?
Not really.
Not
But,
not a slinging action. I mean, this guy is a genuine, quick, fast bowler. He is every bit as good as MBB, and probably slightly better, I would say. It's tough to say that somebody is better than MBB, but that's a 1-2 punch, if you ask me. So that's like 10 overs. Very, very difficult to score off. And I felt that that's what was the Hawks' problem, was that these two guys could come and give a breakthrough. And then you have Sidhu, who's genuinely a good bowler in DCL circles. And then Vatnala was looking like the Vatnala of old. I don't know. Does that man age? I mean, the man was still bowling like the old Vatnala that I know. He gave only one wide that I could remember. I watched that whole game and I said, he still has the same line, length, everything. You know, the pace may not be as much as it was before, but the line is there, the length is there, and he's going to make you earn it. And you'll have to hit him out of the park to take him out of the this thing. So you basically, you know, you're getting kind of choked because you have the two, Mahendra Burreddy and MBB, who was choking for, with their style of bowling, and then Vatnala, who did a fantastic job in this game. And then you had Sidhu, who was doing well. So it was really a tough ask, if you ask me. But still, they could have got. I thought that the Hawks' batting was genuinely good. I felt every one of their batsmen could actually bat. I was very impressed with the guy who actually got robbed. There was the Shashank Reddy. Clearly, that was not an LBW. I mean, I'm not sure what the umpire saw on that one, but I mean, I felt that if that is given out, you know, it makes it very difficult to go out there and bat. I honestly thought that the batsman got robbed on that one. But in all fairness, the umpire, I know the umpire very well, so he is a good umpire. So I'm not sure on this one what happened. I felt bad that you know, that ball was drifting down the leg, and he still got given out. And also the height was also a problem there. So there were two mitigating factors, and you know, he got out. But the other Shashank, he's a very diminutive fellow, but he really batted very well. I was really impressed with it. And that I think there is a guy by the name of Praveen. You know, he really batted well. He's an aggressive batsman, and he impressed me very well with his style of batting. And when he had to stay until Mahendra Burreddy and MBB were done. Unfortunately, he paid the price by trying to take them on. But I think it's his natural style to attack right from the. But let me ask you a question, KK or Parthiv. What I was told was Naresh had I don't know, some sort of an injury on the finger or something like that.
right. And
All
he's
right.
not playing this game.
All right. No, so that's why I was told that he didn't play this game. How serious is that injury is my question, because
2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. But what, you know, which finger is broken?
We don't know, but at least we know that he has a finger injury and it needs 2 to 3 weeks of rest.
Okay, so because if he played, they probably would have won this game, because
There are
the
a
guy
couple of
who
things, right? He bats right and he
Uh-huh.
bowls left. So
Okay,
no matter
more
which
than
hand
his
the injury is, it's
more,
going to
the,
affect
more,
his game.
but the thing is that if he had played, the guy who replaced him, Amarnath, I mean, trust me, it's not even an equivalent replacement. All right, it's he just can't bat. So effectively, they were playing with 9 players basically. So if Naresh had played, I think they could have probably pulled this game out, because the Hawks' batting, I think, is really deep. Many of their batsmen are not pushover batsmen. So, and this is against a good quality bowling attack. So I think they need to hold their head up. I think when Naresh comes back, they'll be a better team. But this was a game they probably could have pulled out. Again, I think if I was Naresh and if it was a finger injury, This critical game against an equivalent team. I probably play this game. I'll probably put some, I don't know, couple of plasters on my hand or whatever it is, and still play.
Yeah, I think they missed a couple of players, Viju. Not just
Okay.
Naresh, but also their keeper, Rakshit. He's a good batsman. He did not play this game.
Okay.
He also did not play. And talking about Shashank, right? Last year when Vikram or Naresh were on the show, they mentioned that Shashank V, who stayed not out, he actually led a team when he was in Chicago, and he knows. He pretty much also gives some tips.
Okay. No, he's genuinely good. I'm telling you. I saw him bat, and he's a short guy. But the thing is that his game is big. A short guy, but a huge game. Let's put it that way. And he really can bat well. And if he's giving you tips, then others should take the tips also, because he knows what he's talking about. So.
And also, if you see, right, Shashank did not get any support from the lower middle order. Otherwise, game result would have been something different.
Yeah, but it was evenly matched teams. This game went in fighters' favor, but a different day the results could be entirely different.
Yeah,
so anybody who picked fighters to win or picked Hawks to win, I think it was a 50-50 game all along.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed watching this game.
Mahinder Buredi, you were mentioning about him, which you earlier.
Yes.
You have seen him the way he bowled in the indoor turf. He swings the ball way out. His outswinger is outstanding. Beat the batsman multiple times.
So far, the best bowler I have seen this year. All right. Again, I've only seen a few games, but I was very, very impressed with Mahinder Buredi. I mean, I thought he was a fantastic bowler. I mean, I would take him eyes closed any day. I mean, I think MBB we already talked up, and he's become a well-known figure. But nobody ever talked about Mahinder Buredi. And then I saw this game, and I was like, "What in the world am I seeing?" I mean, this is an outstanding bowler. So I guess now that he has been exposed, all future opponents will know what to look for, and the smart thing is to play him out.
Watch out, MBB.
MBB finally finds that he has a teammate who can give him the run for the money.
Yep.
All right. Are we good to move on to the predictions?
Yeah, you know what, Parthiv? I feel we need a segment. This is what is that? The magic. Let me see. I came up with the 4 M's for this. All right. Okay. It's the memorable magic masala moment. All right. And I think every week we should have a memorable magic masala moment. All right. And I guess the question then becomes, who is the memorable guy in this? And if you ask me, Parthiv, you are the guy who will have to be the memorable. You are the guy who is hosting the show, so you make it memorable.
Okay.
Magic would be me, because I take the masala and turn it into magic, you see. And the masala is obviously Mr. KK, because KK is the one who is...
he has sources.
I mean, he has all the sources. In fact, if I said that walls of DCL had ears, it would be KK style ears, because KK's ears are there on every DCL wall in every DCL team. So
not really.
Well, I don't know. And then the guy who has to make it the moment is Gaba ji, because he's the one who will have to add gravy to make it a moment. So I wanted to bring something called the magic, memorable magic masala moment every week. Now the challenge is to find masala during the week, because every week that might be a challenge, but as much as possible we probably should do that.
I have something which can stir at least for today, since we don't have any gossip, unless
I have some. I have some.
Okay.
I have some. Oh baby, I have some. So let me ask you this question. Who is going to get them this week's memorable magic masala moment? Memorable magic masala moment goes to whom? Please tell me. Give me a guess. Guys,
Do we have to pick one of us?
No, just pick anybody. It doesn't matter.
Is it so? It's based on this week, last weekend's games, right?
Yeah, something happened somewhere, and
Okay,
yeah. So obviously this thing. And now remember, you guys are hosts on this, and you guys are analysts. You guys are not committee members. You guys are not team captains. Whatever it is, you get my point. You guys are here, and we are providing a show, and our job is to make things interesting. And there are some people who come and make it interesting for us. And I found one such person. And so, anybody has a quick answer? Otherwise, I'm going to continue. Yeah, go ahead, Parthiv.
Lingappan from SSK.
Okay, Lingappan from SSK. Well, he will be probably there at some point of time. But let me tell you something. The magic masala moment, memorable moment, goes to none other than my good friend Jagan Konda. All right. Now, I used to wonder. All right. Let me tell you, I used to wonder. Yeah, Trump bhi kya cheese hai, because whenever Trump opens his mouth, it is whopper after whopper after whopper. He keeps chomping them down, And I always thought Trump was the best in the business. And I thought that no one absolutely could touch him when it comes to Trump and whoppers. Then this season started getting underway. And now I see that Jagan is not dishing out whoppers. He's dishing out double whoppers. There is a double whopper in Burger King, if you don't believe me.
Yep.
Brothers, let me tell you something. Jagan Konda is leaving Trump in the dust. Okay. Now you might be wondering, let me tell you, Trump has finally met his match. Trump and Jagan, if they both went out into this, this upcoming presidential elections, trust me, Jagan Konda will leave Trump in the dust. Trump will have no clue what hit him, because Trump will, after Jagan fires so many bullets, Trump will be so confused whether his name is Trump or Biden or Obama or Clinton. He'll have no clue. He'll be that clueless. So now the question is, why? What is this double whopper? Well, you heard the whopper, which was there last week. I already updated everybody what the whopper was. The whopper was imagining things which were not there. Putting an official complaint on Sudha Kiran, stating that, he said that the committee was living on somebody's pocket money. Well, that was the whopper last week, all right? And, well, when Sudha Kiran never stated anything like that. Nothing even remotely close. It was totally trumped up. It was totally dreamt up. It was totally imagined. It was all imagined in Buffalo Wild Wings and probably over some beer, because no other explanation could be given for Satish Belamakunda becoming Suresh Belamakunda, and imagining things like, he's living on somebody's pocket money and all those things. Meanwhile, let me ask you this question. You guys are still sitting on that complaint, right? Then no decision has been made, right? Because I didn't see an official decision come out yet. So I'm assuming you guys are still sitting on that complaint from Jagan, right?
Yeah, I mean, the statement should be
closed out.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's closed out.
Coming out. Yeah, it's resolved.
It's resolved. Okay. Anyway, as of right now, I haven't seen an official resolution. So I'm assuming that, it's still sitting there. So I was wondering, what was our beloved committee is sitting on this thing. Meanwhile, I found that Sudha Kiran has eaten the whopper. He has digested the whopper. And the whopper has left the system also. You see, that is how the situation is. Now, here is the other thing. Listen to this. One committee member is complaining to other committee members about another skipper. That essentially means when you guys are sitting and making a decision, you guys are the judge, you guys are the jury, and you guys are the executioner also, right?
I don't agree with that.
Why not?
See, one person complains and the rest of the members meet to take a decision, right?
About one of their fellow members, right? It's about one of their fellow members.
Of course, but we are all individually accountable, right?
See, you're still committee, but it is a complaint to committee saying that this guy abused the committee. So let me ask you something. Tomorrow, if somebody has a complaint against me, I sit and say, it's a complaint against me, but I'm going to sit in the judgment of that. Is that fair? Think about it. All right.
But it did not
Good,
happen.
good.
Like,
I want to let Viju complete. Then we'll probably.
Okay. All right. Anyway, let me go on. All right. So I'm not even sure how you can be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in this, but let me continue to the double whopper. All right. Here is the double whopper. On April 26th, Jagan Konda said in the captain's group, and this was sent to me by none other than Satya Velayutham. He's the skipper for Glads. So he sent me this thing. This is where he says, if the umpiring rule is altered, what will be the roster size? The roster size has been increased from 20 to 25 to accommodate the umpiring rule. Really? I'm stunned. I'm speechless. I'm dumbfounded. I am like, goodness gracious, Lord have mercy on me. Have I been hiding under a rock, or was I on Pluto? I don't understand that. We had an unlimited roster size, and we went from unlimited roster size to a roster size of 25. But Jagan says we went from roster size of 20 to 25. What am I missing here? I don't get it. So poor Srikanth, who saw this, and he was already trying to fill Gopu's big shoes. And he was wondering how in the world he's going to fill Gopu's big shoes. He was left dazed and he was dazzled because this new thing was totally, he had no clue what happened. He said, really, Anna? I didn't know this was the case. If that was the case, I would have asked for 30 people, No, brother Srikanth, let me tell you, you are the only one not the only one who didn't know this. I had no clue about it. Satya had no clue about it. No other skipper had any clue about it. But that comes down to misinformation. The question is, when is this misinformation going to stop? And now let me get to the serious portion of it. The only thing that counts in a court of law are the facts. Facts are the only thing that counts, not somebody's opinion, not misinformation. Ultimately, it's your credibility which is on the line. And it is the credibility of other committee members which are also on the line when you go out and make a misstatement. Because when the misstatement is paraded, it affects everybody else. Winston Churchill, you guys have heard of Winston Churchill, a great statesman, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He once said, a lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has had a chance to put its pants on. Trust me, church, the truth will eventually come out and it will eventually put the pants on. And when that happens, the lie gets exposed. I think Jagan has done a lot of good things for the league. If you ask me, he really stepped up when grounds, nobody was willing to take on grounds. He stepped up. He has been in the committee for ages. He stays until the door closes on DCL night. His daughter, if you ask me, she goes on DCL night and performs every year. She puts on a fabulous show of fabulous dances with her friends. I have no idea what is going on in Jagan's mind when this misinformation on Sudha Kiran was sent out, or this misinformation of 20 being raised to 25. Trust me, in the end, nobody is a fool. I think we all have to call it out when we see a misinformation and say, hey, misinformation is misinformation. And so it has to come to a stop, because if it doesn't come to a stop, it's your own credibility which is getting affected. Sure, nobody asked you to be on the committee. You guys volunteered to be on the committee. When you go on the committee, it is a privilege. And once you get to the committee, it doesn't mean that you're a king and you get to lord over everybody else. There will be pressure, but that's part of the job. And you have to deal with it. Deal with it well, and you will be loud, and you will be respected, and you will have the admiration of others. We are all partners in this. Take it easy. At the end of the day, we are just trying to play a game. We don't have to force misinformation on anybody. Nobody needs misinformation. And that is my spiel on this. I hope that we can put these things past and say, you know what, let's try to move forward. Because in the end of the day, that's what it is. The league is about playing fair, not just on the field, but off the field also. And trying to make it easy for everybody else. Because, you know what? We only have a summer and only a few years to play. So let's enjoy it while we can. Thank you.
All right. That was, there were things which I do not agree, but I think in my capacity as a committee member, I cannot really talk about it on this show, because there were things which probably went in a different, like maybe interpreted in a different way by the captains, and then eventually they figured out, oh, this means this kind of thing, and then we had to provide clarification. I think that was the gist of that conversation, I would say. Anyways,
By the way, Parthiv, let me ask you something. I heard it didn't come from you, it came from somebody else who told me that your daughter stayed till the end of DCL night and helped out with all of the DCL cleaning up and all that stuff.
Yep,
Yes.
she was there with
Yes,
me all
indeed.
night.
Parthiv, that requires an amazing amount of kudos. And, I wish you would just pass on our amazing kudos for a job well done. I have never seen your daughter, but when I heard it, I felt proud and said, you know what? This is what it is all about. At the end of the day, we are all family members, even though we are not directly related. But I enjoy meeting Parthiv on the field or off the field. I have great relationships with Gaba and KK, kind of a thing. But the thing is that,
yeah, Vijay, it reminds me. I remember in the early days when we first started playing. I remember David come to the field on pretty much every Lansing or Glad's game. Lansing previously, and then Glad's game. My daughter has the same passion. She's seen me like when she was born, and from now she's 11 now. She's seen me play cricket all her life, so she's kind of developed that passion as well. Even though she doesn't play, she's not into cricket like playing, but she watches IPL games with me. She comes once in a while to our strikers game, and at the award function, I was surprised as well, because I was basically, her mom was out and I was babysitting, and I had to go to the DCL night for starting the prep, and I told her, just come for a couple of hours. Your mom will pick you up when she's done. But when her mom came to pick her up, she didn't want to go. She said, I'm enjoying. I'm going to stay with dad the whole night. So I was surprised as well.
And one more thing I wanted to mention, Vijay, just allow me 30 seconds.
Sure.
So it's not just that she was there till the end. Actually, she started from the beginning. She was there from 2 p.m.
Yep.
And believe me, she was the one who held all the decoration also. We had third party to decorate. She was actually helping her too. It's not just that she is helping us. She's helping some third party vendor who was there to decorate. She was helping her too, their team. And she was so cute. So I think we all appreciated her that day too. And later on,
I hope for one of the shows you will bring her on, if it is okay with her mother and with her. You get
absolutely.
I would love to meet her. I would love to meet her in person. That's why I said one of the future shows. Any show. But at the end of the day, this is what it is all about, and this is what we are trying to give color about, and we are trying to highlight all the right things about DCL. We want to put it on the front burner and say, you know what? This is what makes it different from everybody else and every other league. Show me another league where probably a son I can understand, a daughter come and stay till late night. And when we say late night, we're talking about 11:30, 12, 1. Sometimes I have closed at 1:30 in the night. You get my point? And being there and closing things up. And that's why I appreciated Jagan, because even though I called out Jagan for the misinformation, I admire Jagan for this one thing, that he used to stay till the end. So he still does, and so we give him credit for that. So I have absolutely no issues with that. But I also think that this next generation, I just wanted to highlight that, because most people do not know this. The only reason I came to know is because somebody else, Parthiv, brought it to my attention and said, Viju, when you get a chance, if you ever feel that it is right to bring it up. I said, I did not know about it. I didn't hear it from anybody. I certainly didn't hear it from the Glad skipper. So the Glad skipper probably left before the sea, till the end. He probably did not stay. So somebody who stayed till the end did point these things out. So wanted to give a big shout out to her.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Viju. Thank you.
Not sure if Parthiv knows it, but we have also ordered a trophy for her for her recognition of service.
Yeah, she'll be through.
Absolutely fantastic. That's a fantastic job. That's money well spent, if you ask me. This is where our money should be going. This is where encourage these kind of youngsters and these kind of selfless acts, do it. And, you have all
There's a
the
new team. I also want to mention something else, not to dilute the conversation, but there is a new team called Royal Hunkas. Their
Yes.
captains, Srikant Ramanatham,
Oh yes.
he was helping us throughout those, setting up the awards, and he was there till 5:30. He told us upfront saying that he has a game at 6, he needs to leave, but until 5:30, I think he spent
Okay.
every minute helping the company.
Okay.
Yeah, we do that. We do this, after every DCL night, where we host a lunch or dinner for all the volunteers, and we invite them and thank them in that manner. So that's something which we are planning as well. So we would be thanking everyone who's helped us throughout.
And Parthiv, we have done that in the past too. But
Yeah.
what happens with that is it's a small group. You get my point.
Right.
But here, what happens is it gets broadcasted all across, and so it just gets a recognition on a totally different level.
Yeah.
Because if you ask me, that is a totally different kind of recognition compared to just that small group. Yes, that small group is the one which worked hard and deserves a good meal and all those things. But who's going to talk about some of these things? And that's where we as media can play our part. And I'm happy to do my little portion on this thing. But I was elated when I heard the news, and I wanted to bring it up last week a lot of fireworks was going on. A lot of fireworks was going on, so it got missed out. But never better late than never.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much for those kind words. Let's move on to the.
I think Parthiv is
game changer.
I think
We have
Parthiv, one thing better to clarify that Viju's one point about how the complaint is being handled. I think this is new for me as well, but you are the right person to just explain. Maybe
I think Viju probably knows. I think it must have happened when he was in the committee as well. So whenever a complaint is lodged against or by a committee member against someone, we make sure that the party is not involved in the discussion. So in this case, since Jagan is the person who set up the complaint, he's not part of the the investigation.
But Parthiv, my point with judge, jury, and executioner has nothing to do with Jagan. Yep. The thing is, please take it as a complaint against committee. So the committee itself is part of the equation. You get my point? I understand where the committee says this. Okay, let's say that, for example, KK is playing on GLCC and there is a complaint against GLCC. You exclude KK, you exclude Jagan. You get my point? The rest of the committee members get together. That's fine. It is Team A versus GLCC and or Team XYZ versus Team GLCC. And there is no bias involved because you guys are all independent. You get my point? And the two committee members who are on the committee have been excluded. But in this case, it is Sudhakaran versus committee, and committee is sitting in the judge and jury and executioner. That's where I have the problem. That is where it probably needs to go to an outside.
Yeah, well, I think the only thing I would say is, even though it's it includes the whole committee, we are looking at it from as Jagan's personal, his personal interpretation of what was said. So
I understand, Parthiv, but at the same time, in my eyesight, I may never be wrong. You get my point? That's where the thing is. So when it is a Glad's complaint, I might never find Glad's is wrong. You get my point? So that is why it is important to exclude. So when the committee itself is part of the issue or is one side of the equation, that's where it becomes a problem where, hey, that doesn't make much sense. Kind of.
What do we do?
I think you need to. I think you need to appoint a set of respected captains, 5 of them who are not in the committee, and ask them to deal with it because it's a complaint against the committee. It's a complaint against the committee. So that's where this is an exceptional case. But I think Jagan walked into the trap by himself. He is the one who complained again that it is and put the committee as the other party of the equation. But really speaking, there was no necessity to even file an official complaint for me. I mean, come on, we are wasting people's times. That's what I felt. Anyway, we'll wait and see till the verdict comes out. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Sudhakiran has been banned for life.
Well, speaking of Masala, do we have any more for the day?
No, I don't have. I already provided the magic. You guys, you are responsible for getting the masala, my friend.
Let's keep the masala part towards the end of the show if we have time. Let's just make sure we get through the agenda. Let's make sure we have guests coming, so we want to basically be respectful of the time.
Our friend Vijay Shanmugam hasn't come yet.
He's there. He joined.
Where is he? I don't see him.
I think he did not turn on his cameras, but.
No, I don't see him on
No,
the
he's
call.
not here.
Is he there?
He's not here.
Oh, there is no name on
Guest?
this.
Oh, guest presenter. I see. Yeah, he's there. Oh, wait.
He joined. So I think.
Vijay, can you talk?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can see you. And
Finally, he came on.
Okay. Quick, guys. So anyway, we don't have a game changer of the week, but Akshay Patra presenting this, sponsoring this game changer, because only we had 3 games, but these 3 games can be taken to the next week somewhere. So consider.
But by the way, Satya, I wanted to say on this game changer of the week, we need to get one of their guys, either whether it is Pradeep Botta or whoever else is the promoter of that thing, because I honestly feel last week we didn't do a good job. And when I say we, it is their guy who didn't do a good job, because he didn't even turn on his camera. I have no clue what he was doing, because that's why I asked him that question. I hope you're not doing anything too enjoyable and too pleasurable that we are disturbing you in this thing. But I honestly wanted to ask some questions, and I wanted to get their menu, and I wanted to dedicate 15 minutes just for them, because they are coming out and doing.
I think we should
game
probably
changer of
invite
the week.
Bota. I think we should invite Bota to the show. So,
Yeah, they are coming in following weeks. So they were busy setting up this month and a couple of weeks next month. So they will be there 1 week. Bota or Anju, somebody will keep joining.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we don't let that ball slip between our hands. You see, that's about it.
Satya, how am I 13? I should be 14.
Yeah,
I got two correct, right? I mean,
how much you were before?
I had 12 last week. I got
right,
and I got Titans right. So
I think I should be 13.
Oh, 14. Sorry, it is 14 here, but I put it 13 there.
What about me?
You are 12.
You are
13.
9, 12, 14, 10, 11. That's correct.
Oh, it should be 10, Satya. Last time, because I think for one of the games I sent a correction, right? Saying that it was noted as 0.
Yeah, it was 10, and this week it is 2, right?
Yeah.
This week only 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody got.
My friend, you didn't get you picked cheetahs, all right? You picked cheetahs, so you were wrong.
Oh my God. Okay.
Everybody was wrong, I think.
Everybody got that wrong. So,
yes.
In short, I'm still leading by 2 points.
Yeah, 14.
So Gaba is still in the rear. All right, let's not forget that you're still in the lead and Gaba is still in the rear. Let's point that also out.
All right.
That's true too.
Let's go to the predictions. Yes, Phantoms, Honkars.
We are not moving again.
I think everybody going to Phantoms.
Is it based on just experience that everybody's going? I don't know Royal Honkars, so I don't know if anybody knows anything about it.
Yeah, that's the problem. That they're a new team. Will take some time to set up.
Phantom.
I went with Phantoms because Glad's played Phantoms two seasons in a row, and I was very impressed with that Rajesh, their skipper, and I like the way they played. So I'm going based on that experience because I really don't know much about Honkars. So I went with Phantoms based on the prior experience.
So Phantom is weaker side than the last year, this year, because last year they have Raj and they are the 2 brothers. They moved to fighters, I believe, and one or 2 players who are performing. Sandeep also moved to fighters. I think there are 2-3 key players moved from Phantom to fighters, I believe. So
then why in the world did you pick Phantoms, my friend?
I'm just trying to give a view. Still, I picked it because I did not know anything about the Royal Hunka. So
Yeah, that's the point. Is that
Okay.
I had no
Alright.
choice.
Okay.
Phantom has been in the circuit.
After getting out for 39 for 10, how you can pick? So
All right,
okay.
5-0 for Phantoms.
So Motor City SSK. So
SSK.
here,
I'll go with SSK.
wait. Yeah.
All are
So
SSK, I guess.
I
No.
think
Vijay
No.
picked Motor City.
I picked
2,
Motor City.
Why?
3, 4.
Why? Motor City.
Why Motor City? I mean, I looked.
He's fan of Srinivas Elumalai.
I like Srinivas Elumalai. Doesn't Bhargav Srinivasan also play there?
No.
He's the captain.
So that is on the other team. All right.
Bhargav plays, and I think Satya.
Srinivasan Elumalai is in local boys.
No. Bhargav Srinivasan plays for Motor City.
Bhargav.
Yeah, he brought up Srinivas Elumalai. I think Srinivas Elumalai is a good player, but I think Bhargav is also a pretty good player. He's a very good umpire too. So I went with this thing because SSK, Lingappan is still dreaming a lot. I felt he's still sitting there and fighting too much in the committee, or in the captain's group. So when he comes back to ground and he takes things more seriously. And the other thing was, I noticed that whatever I picked, Parthiv picked exactly the same things. So I wanted to change something, and I said, okay, where can I make a change?
That's
where
what I was trying to get out from you. I think this is a strategic pick to kind of.
Yeah, no, I picked SSK first, but then I saw that you picked everything which I picked because I was the first guy to enter all the predictions,
Right.
and I saw that you matched me prediction for prediction. So then I said,
I think what
where
you
can
had
I?
was pretty much.
Huh?
I think what you had was pretty much all the favorites. So I don't think I disagreed with anything that you picked. Essentially, this pick of Motor City is definitely going to is a strategic. I thought that was the reason you wanted to kind of.
Yeah, no, I wanted to grab some sort of an edge if I can get an edge. Yeah, but also Gaba was two behind me, so I thought, you know what, I can afford
Just
to drop
two behind you, not two behind. Just two behind.
No, I said two behind. So I can afford to drop one, is what I felt.
Marvel Sterling strikers. Everybody
This is
is
all
on-
Sterling strikers.
Vijay, your pick, please.
So much for this prediction that you guys thought that Sterling strikers are all washed up. Obviously, we don't think that way. That's
No,
why
this is
this
the first
goes.
game for Marvels. It's a new team.
Okay.
How much faith can you put in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know
Vijay?
if anybody's looked at their squad. Any known faces?
Yeah.
So, you can.
No, the
participate.
next game is MCC Miles versus Canton Hurricanes. It's not fighters.
Satya, I think you need to start proof checking properly, my friend. We have to send this every week.
I think missed this one. Yeah. So it's the MCC Miles, Canton Hurricane. Everybody were on MCC Miles.
Oh. I mean, everybody's going with the batting powerhouse.
And guess what?
No,
MCC
but
Miles
the-
actually changed their color from yellow to red. The jersey
Oh yeah,
color. After a decade.
I guess so. Yes, because when Ram Saladi started, they were yellow and blue, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
I've
yellow
seen
and
them in
blue.
yellow most of the
Yellow,
time.
kind of black, something. Yeah. So
All right, Red
Red
Devils.
Devils, Rising Stars.
Red Devils and Rising Stars. Who did I pick?
Rising Stars gave a shock to MI Rangers.
Everybody
but,
is on Red Devils.
yep.
Vijay,
Yeah.
your pick, please.
Yeah, Red Devils.
Okay.
See, one reason is Swarna Rahul and team, they start well in the tournament and they lose their way when there are too many tournaments. So it will be the same case. I think they are going to win.
Flats, Cheetahs, everybody picked Flats.
So last week, cover drive escaped the wrath. Now I think Cheetahs are going to get the wrath of.
I think they didn't escape still, but
No. I mean, at least the brunt. They escaped the brunt.
Actually, cover drive went from being in the bush to going into the fire because now it's an evening game on next Wednesday, and guess what?
Oh.
Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to be available.
my God.
Which probably wouldn't have been the case last week if it was played out last week.
This is for me. I mean, I know we were choosing the game of the week, showcase game of the week. Actually, this game is going to be really interesting between the two teams. Dark horses Dhairya. I think I picked Dhairya. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
You picked
And guess
Dhairya.
what? Both
I am
Parthiv and Vijay picked Dhairya. I picked Dark Horses. So let's see. Either I'll be left in the dust or I'll catch it.
So there are 3 guys picking dark horses. All right.
Yep. This is going to be a really interesting game.
If we can
Vijay,
choke Detroit Titans for 41, I think they can do better.
I'll go with Dark Horses.
okay. Vijay going with dark horses. And KRCC Hawks. This is also interesting game. If KRCC everybody is available. Yeah, it's all.
RCC is going to be. Yeah, it's going to be. I think they're going to be really hungry. This is going to be their first game.
Yeah.
Because the first week got washed out, so they're going to be really hungry.
Lions, Agni. I think everybody is on Lions. So Hitman, Cover Drive. Everybody is on Hitman.
Yep.
Sorry, Vijay, you please.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I'll go with Hitman.
Hitman. Okay.
The Cover Drive Cricket Club was named something else in the beginning. They changed it to Cover Drive Cricket Club. And
They were called. I have that email actually. What is it called?
GLCC Detroit Bulls. Everybody is on GLCC. Vijay?
Yeah, GLCC.
Okay. I think GLCC.
Vamsi, are you going to debut?
yes, it's probably if Akash picks me.
Pokris, local boys.
Cover drive
I
were called
think
Michigan
Pokris.
What was that part? The cover drive was called what?
Michigan Giants. They started. They had registered as Michigan Giants, and then I think in February or something they switched to Cover Drive Cricket Club.
Vijay?
Yeah, I'll go with Pokris.
Okay.
Brotherly love.
Yeah, Guardians versus Spartans. Everybody is on Guardians. Surprising, nobody's in Spartans.
Yeah, after last week's performance, I think everywhere. I mean, I'm sure if it was not last week's performance, I would have picked Spartans, but I feel like
Yep, they were 7 for 7 in that game.
Vijay?
And also,
Spartans?
Satya,
I'll go with same Guardians.
yeah, Satya, if you can go back to that previous screen, I think the SLCC Guardian skipper is going to sue you for getting their name wrong.
Guardians, yes, with a
See,
U.
yeah. So spelling mistakes will be there, my friend.
But Viju, Monday
Yeah.
morning I have so many things to do. I have to get this. I have to copy paste hereafter. Okay.
All right, this is an interesting game. I think this is where we are all split up, right?
Yeah. Thunders versus Fighters. So Gaba goes to Indus, Parthiv goes to Fighters. I'm going to Indus. KK goes to Fighters. And Viju goes to Fighters. I think you guys
Let me tell you, the top 3 in the leaderboard are picking Fighters.
Yes, there is a reason for it.
There is a reason for it. Yes, we all know that.
My reason of picking Fighters over Thunders is in the Thunders are time and again, just like Brownstown, they're slow starters. They will eventually, their engine will start up, but they are slow starters. The first couple of games or 3 games, they are always wishy-washy kind of thing. So that's why I picked Fighters. Fighters look like they're hungry.
And
By the
Dinesh
way,
and Bangera,
by the way, Parthiv, you said all the favorites. This was not the favorite. Indus Thunders is the favorite. I had picked Fighters, and you picked Fighters too. So you
I was saying all the top analysts have picked Fighters. Like, I mean,
no, not this. Earlier, I said that why I went and switched this because this
Dinesh and Manoj not available.
No.
Well, Dinesh, I don't think his availability is going to be 100% this season. From what I heard, again, the balls of DCL. Right?
Years
Oh,
of
yeah.
DCL, my friend. It's not just the walls. The walls of DCL.
Not
have
my
years
ears. I'm
of-
talking about all the corners and all the walls of DCL. You get
Yeah.
Vijay,
Yeah.
I will take fighters.
you take
There
5.
you go.
Oh,
So
Everything.
you know.
Vijay can be analyst now.
So usually
Oh,
when
now
there
we
is a
have
stock moving for unknown reasons, there might be a reason behind that, you know. So if all these top guys are going after fighters,
This one is done. Sorry, this is a different one again.
There you
yeah,
go.
this is
oh, there we
SGOW.
go.
Okay, let us see who picked what. Everybody picked this.
well. There was a poll that was also conducted in the primetime community.
Oh,
What was the
what was the result on that? I didn't see it.
Well, Titans is leading. There were 9 and Dynamites 5.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how it stands. I'm going with Vijay. Vijay, please win it.
Yeah, Dynamites.
Okay, so yes, guys, it's on you. We have both Gaba and Vijay. Please go ahead.
Yes, let me first welcome both of you guys. Again, you guys are not new to the show. You've been here and you've been able to put our ratings right up. So we're expecting the same thing today too. You guys were there last time, and last time was a different scenario, different context of how you guys were meeting with the moves, the player moves and stuff. But this time, obviously, the teams are settled. You guys have a pretty good squad. Dynamites have been doing really well last year, reaching the semis the year before. And Titans, obviously, you guys have a strong unit. So my first question, I guess, I'll go. I have one question either, so I'll go with Vijay first. Vijay, I know towards the latter part of the last season, you had got some really big. I don't remember the name. I think it was Motion.
Yeah.
And there was another guy who you
Anwar.
got. Sorry.
Anwar.
Anwar, yes. You had got those two guys suddenly in the last 2 or 3 games in a last ditch effort to kind of push it. How are you kind of using that same strategy in this year, getting
No.
some big heavyweights into the team?
No, like last year, Parthiv, I mean, regular guys, there were like 15 or, in a game, I had to borrow 8 guys from out, like, just beg and borrow somewhere. So this year, we didn't lose anybody from last year. In fact, we added 3 to 4 guys for this year. So that itself is a big win for me because, that at least gives us a platform where I can put a team that is competing with every team in the league. So saying that, yeah, we didn't go in that way this year. We are going with what we have in our team.
But come down the road, are you still open to that strategy of getting some players to just boost?
No, I think my roster is pretty much set right now, Parthiv. I'm not. I'm done with adding players. That's it. This is mostly my team for this year.
Yeah, he has already 25 players, Parthiv.
Okay.
But Vijay, I thought those 2 players are part of your roster.
Only Motion is part of my roster. Norman is playing the US IPL league.
Okay. All right. So Gabaji, your question. Is Anil, Amrit, Saurabh all playing tomorrow or Sunday?
Saurabh is not part of our roster. He moved to Lions.
Oh, okay.
Saurabh Puri moved to Lions. So yeah, Amrit went to India, so he could not play last game. He is back, so he most likely will be playing this coming game. Anil was also not available last game, so he wasn't available. Probably he may play. We are still looking for the availabilities, but if he is available, he definitely will be playing.
I thought those people would be the top 2 available guys first when you send out that availability.
No, Parthiv, I don't know if you can do a rewind of this. When Gaba said that, what is that? He said that Saurabh Puri had moved to Lions. You should have seen the smile on Vijay Shanmugam. It was like, if I could take that, whatever is running through his mind and put it in my terms, it would be like, ha ha, Gaba, now experience what I experienced last year.
No, it happens.
So he was smiling year to year, you know, when that comment came out that Saurabh Puri had moved to Lions. You see,
I met him actually in the Lions game last
Okay.
week. I was playing next to him, so
Okay.
so no love lost there. He's moving to teams every year, so hopefully this year he can stick with Lions.
Same here. There's no love loss. I think Saurabh Puri and we handshaked, and if he wanted to move, we wish him luck. And it was no love loss there also. No fight, nothing. It's just that he was very professional to let us know in advance. So we are all good. Because we get new people moves out. Part of the game probably. So
perfect. I think that is the perfect segue to my next question to both of you guys. Any new players or new teammates you want to highlight?
Parthiv steals all my questions.
They just gave it to me.
Well-
They just gave me the cue.
So I mean, I have added only two new players for this. I mean, in this year you might have seen have Vignesh Bala from Raptors and
Yep.
Vinod from ex Pokri Smiles. So he's playing very well, providing. So I'm just going to feed them whatever they can do, and hopefully they'll be game changers. Very good fielders in the deep. That's what we were missing last year. We missed 30% of our catches last year, so that's why I went out and got good fielders who can take those chances.
so with you, this Prithvi was last year also. Prithvi played with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not notice him because I felt that Vignesh and Prithvi is the two new addition and both are very good. Vignesh is very good.
Yeah, Prithvi played. He started playing from last year. He played really well, so he stuck with our team. Since he opens the batting, he won't be available this week. He's in India for his sister's wedding, so we have to manage around that. So, but still, we
One
feel
less tension for us to take care. He's a good batsman.
so. Yeah, I mean, we just going with whatever we had from last week. We are just continuing that same team except Prithvi. Now we have Venki. In last week, Venki didn't play, so this week Venki is going to play. So that's a good bonus in the middle order for us.
Yeah. All right. Those were my questions. Before I steal some more of Viju's questions, let me go to Vamsi. Your question.
Yes, my first question will be to Gaba. Gaba, last year you probably had the most disastrous start to DCL, losing game
3
after
loss.
game.
3-0, yeah. We had 3 loss.
Yes, and this year you've had a similar start but barely escaped.
That's right.
Right. So, what is the discussion in the team? Did you have any conversation about having these slow starts? And what to do?
Yes,
to
I think
correct those?
as I mentioned, right, everybody was very disappointed with the way we batted. But if you see, right, I know that whatever the kind of analysis that you guys have seen or might have done, but the perspective is we are in the boost, that getting 41, first of all, defending 41 runs, that to winning with the bonus gave us a boost that, even though we failed on one department, we still have, that rigor to even go and defend 41 and win with the bonus. Forget about the opponent. Okay, when you are having 41 run, opponent doesn't matter. Your gut will, how positive you are on the field matters. And I think that kind of bond that we have, that kind of confidence we have, and probably that the same thing will carry on the second game. Last year also we were all together a new team, and I do not remember, I think, but we had 2-3 good. MCC Miles was very close game. Actually, we lost that game because of dropping some catches. Otherwise, we would have won that game. In the second game, we played with the Clads, which we could not control the game. Arjun came for 12 overs and banged us. And third game, I do not recall, but yeah, all those 2-3 games were little competitive. So, and that time also I told the team, I think I told this on the last year show as well. Even though we lost 3-0, I told my team that we will go to the playoff. Okay, just let's go stick with the basic. We still have a roadmap. This team will beat and we'll go. I think 6-7 games straight we won, and we went through the playoff.
Yep. And my next question is to Vijay.
Yeah.
Vijay, last year you have done all that you can in that last 2 weeks to try and get Dynamites into playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? It was a late wake-up call, but
Yep.
I think it was way too late. But you ended on a positive note, beating Lads. This year you started well, won against Stingers. Okay. And so, how is the atmosphere in your squad, in your dressing room or dugouts, what you call, and what is the strategy to tackle Detroit Titans?
So yeah, so if you look at last year, we some of the problems that we had with player availabilities and trying to balance the team, right? Basically, people come in and they don't know where to go, right? There was no roles defined because we weren't sure what their role is. So this year, since we were able to not let go anybody, we were able to hold on to our core guys and adding some new guys and clearly defining what their role is going to be. Even before the season started, we had our get together party, and so everybody agreed. I was very straightforward. I didn't hide anything. I just told this is how it's going to be this year, and whoever wants to be part of it, we can have fun. If not, if you don't feel this is good, then I'm happy. You can go to another team. So based on all agreements, the team was formed. So I think last year, so some of those lingering issues of getting players in the last minute, that won't be there this year. So I have, I think, 17 people available for this game. So the problem is to pick the 11 or 12. So that's a good problem to have this year compared to last year. Then last year I know when we played Titans, I was in California. I was supposed to come back. Then I was diagnosed with corona, so I had to stay back, and I was watching and hearing all the things over the phone, and I was already getting tensed with corona, inside my room, and then watching this game, I got more tensed. So again, so this year, I think we're going to, I know Titans are a pretty strong team. We're going to come with everything we have this year against Titans, because I think that's how we have to develop your team to play against one of the good teams. And so we still have kind of using the strategies that we used last year, but again, as I said, we need playmakers. So that's what we think we have this year, and we can go with a much stronger, confident team than last year.
Mm-hmm.
So last year it was more like a grudge match. This year is more like really how do
love
we
match?
do?
Is it a love match this year?
I want to
if last year was a grudge match, is it a love match this year?
Look at Gaba smiling.
It's grudge match number 2. What are you kidding? Come on, guys.
Yeah, you can have it 2.0.
If I know Vijay Shanmugam, there is no love matches, no love in the air. Okay? There is no love in the air here. There is only grudge 2.0 or 2.2 or whatever it is, you see, or grudge match squared. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
We'll give a good fight this year. We will, we are confident we can beat that Titans this year.
See, the point is, both of them are on the committee, Vijay.
No. So that was a question I had. How are these guys coordinating in the committee?
It's going pretty well.
Is it or is it Gaba voted this way, so I am going to vote this way? If Gaba said apple, hey, it's oranges. If Gaba says sun, it is the moon. That's my question, right? All right. But go ahead.
KK has taken over the committee, so we all listen to what KK is saying. So.
No,
is it so? In other words, you're telling me KK has become the Venkat Vatnala of the committee?
I don't know.
No. Parthiv is laughing because he knows what I am talking about.
I do not know what happened previously, but Vijay makes these fancy statements. Now every single person that I meet is going to talk about it. So
Yeah.
Vijay, you better clarify it on the show.
I mean, he's very clear in what he's saying. That's what I meant.
Okay.
No
All
no
right. The
confusing
next
state.
question. Moving on, the next question. Vijay, your squad has increased from what 15, 16 to 24 now.
Yeah.
If you want to highlight just two new additions, whom would they be?
Again, I said so we have Kushan, who was out for 3 years. He's coming back. He's our opening bowler, left arm bowler. So he's coming after 2 years break. Okay, he got married, and then he was out of cricket for a couple of years. So he's coming back. He's going to be a impact bowler for us. Hopefully, he bowled very well last week, as you can see. So he was in our roster before. He didn't play for 2 years, but he still told me, "Hey Vijay, I want to be in our WhatsApp group, and when I'm coming back, I'll come back." So it's good to have him back in our squad again. That gives us extra boost in the bowling department. And obviously Vignesh Bola, he bowls very well and feels very well. And Vinod, he
Just
he
two.
gives yeah. Again, I went with Vinod because he has a lot of experience. He knows how this works. And again, last year, even with Stingers, he was giving a lot of advice. So it's good to have a wise man besides you, right? Who has tons of experience.
Mhm.
So I would say, yeah, Vignesh Bala and Kushan would be my two players.
Guys, it's not stingers. They are not stingy guys. It's stingers. You know,
Stingers, sorry.
One of them.
They sting somebody.
Sorry, my bad. I take it.
Okay.
All right.
And the next question is to Gaba again. Gaba, if you have to target just two players from your opposition, who would you target in this game?
I definitely want to get check of Vignesh Bala. Okay, I personally like him. He's very quick runner, quick scorer. That is one. And again, I think other one would be Arun. I think Arun is also a good all-rounder. So I think tackling these two people would be helpful for us.
Mm-hmm. I can personally vouch on that. I played alongside Vignesh Bala. By the time I finished one run, this guy completed a run and he's right behind me.
He's a pain actually,
Yeah, I said
when he's on a bad day,
I told
he's
him
a
I
pain.
won't run, so you have to walk and go to the other end.
So I don't want him to spend a lot of time in the crease.
Mm-hmm. Now the same question to Vijay. Vijay, you've seen how the Detroit Titans bowled last week. So if you want to just target two bowlers, who would they be?
1 second. Let me open it up. Okay, I'm sorry.
Vijay Parag Karwade and the guy who is sitting to your right, at least on my screen.
Yeah, last year, I think what happened was we were able to take quick wickets, but then I think the important was Gabaji and who's your partner in crime, who bats?
Vihar.
Yeah, we are. I mean, this Vihar guy, I'm telling you, every time we play against him, I don't know, we couldn't get him out. So he has been a really pain for us. Even
he's a thorn in your flesh.
Yeah, so that will be a huge wicket to get him out early, because if we let him stay, people will rotate besides him, and that's a big big thing, because last year that same thing happened. He stayed, and then your finisher Sarvesh or who was that? Who
Sahesh, don't worry, Sahesh is not there, so you don't have to worry about him.
So Vijay, I'll repeat my question. If you have to target just two bowlers out of that Detroit Titans lineup.
Yep, I'll pretty much go with Gabaji, and I think Vineet is also a good bowler. So Vineet and Gaba.
So you're going to target them to score runs?
No, I'm going to watch out for them. So
okay,
target, I don't know. The team has to decide. So let the batsman do that.
Okay. Well, over to you, Vijay.
Parthiv, mute.
I was saying there was one move which we all haven't said back. I think Prakash has moved back, right?
Yeah.
So that happened?
So yeah, Prakash, I think he's going through some medical issues. So kind of he wanted to I don't know how many games he will play. But when I talked, I asked him, up to you. You don't have to say me an answer, but you can still be the part of the team and come watch the games. And when you're ready, I'll put you in. So he's still tackling some medical issues. So
So,
once he's ready,
so,
he'll come.
so you sneaked him out of Titans back again.
No, well, I didn't. I won't say that I sneaked him, but we kept in touch.
No, again, I think I did not know whether he is joining Dynamites or not, but I think he is going through a bad health. I think me and Vijay already talked about it.
Yeah.
And he wanted to take a rest for this season, but if he decided to play with Dynamites, I wish him luck. But again, he also updated me quite well, and there is no love lost there too.
So that brings me to the guy who has lost your love, which is Sahesh Wasan. You know the question was coming. Sahesh Wasan was your good buddy for a long, long time. You have known him for ages, Gaba.
Mm-hmm.
How in the world did Sahesh Wasan go to, of all teams, KRCC? I mean, you guys left KRCC and came out, and that was unthinkable. I mean, it would be like if Arjun Achmani left Glad's and went to some other team, then I would.
Gujarat Lions.
Yeah, Gujarat Lions. Yeah, Molly can keep dreaming about it, but it's not happening. But but anyway, I mean, that's my question.
So I don't know how to address your question here, but because the second part I don't know.
I mean,
second part I don't know. Second part because I don't know. The first part I can tell you. One fine day, Sayesh turned up and he said he doesn't want to continue playing with us. So, and that is where I felt, this is something that I did not expect. And sometimes it happens when because I generally you try to convince the people who actually you feel you can convince. So I tried to have some discussion, but at one point I felt that there's no point of he has made his mind, and I did not get any justification though. But I wish him luck, and he never updated me. Even so, today I think it's 3rd May. He never updated me which team he's playing. So second part I don't know what has happened. Why he's playing for the KRCC, that I don't know. What made him to play for the KRCC, I don't know, because as of today also he never texted me or called me and updated me that he's playing for KRCC. So I can't answer that part.
Fair enough. I just had to throw that question out there because I mean, I know that it must have been a pretty tough this thing. I mean, I can feel the pinch of it in the sense that when it's a core player, it's very difficult to digest, kind of a thing. So
yeah, that's right.
At the same time, the player can go and play where they want, but the truth is the truth. I mean, does it sting you a bit?
It is.
Yeah, it does. I mean, but then you try to see what best you can make of it, kind of a thing. But Vijay, let me. I'll come back to you, Gaba. But Vijay, let me give you a lot of credit right now, because one of the jobs which I have is highlighting certain things which I think is outstanding. We have never in the history of the league, just like I highlighted Parthiv's daughter, in the history of the league, we have never had a situation where we didn't have to play Sunday games. And this season, you took over grounds. It's a challenge which almost nobody wants to touch. And year after year, we used to put it on Jagan's head, or Jagan ended up having to deal with it. But then the thing is that we always had to play 2 games a season on Sunday. And, really it upset people, since we were a Saturday league, that why in the world are we playing? Why can't we get grounds? But you solved the riddle, at least for April and May. All right. And you made it your pet project to make sure that you're going to do your level best to make sure that no team has to play on a Sunday. And so far you have lived up to your dream desire. I have to give you all the credit in the world for that. I think if there are some things which this committee has done well, clearly that I think on the grounds, you guys have done something better than any other committee in the past has done. So I'll give you absolute credit for that, because it is something which has not been done. We always felt it was the one place where we kind of felt we can't do anything about it, but you come and proved everything wrong. So fantastic job on that. So I'll give you all the credit. It's something which has not been done. You should take a bow on that one, and I hope that June and July and August and September all pan out the way you're hoping it pans out. But let me ask you this question. What made you succeed where people in the past were not able to succeed? I'm talking about the ground issue, all right? I'm not talking about the team issue. I'm talking about the ground issue. What made you succeed? Because ultimately, yes, the whole credit, the committee gets credit and things like that. But let's face it, you were the guy who were key to that.
Yeah, I think we started planning. I think Parthiv, I think February 6th, right? When we had the meeting. So one of the things was I had a lot of time from that time till the league started, because I was on a break. So I had time to do things that I usually can't do with work and stuff like that. So I used that time at least to do something to the committee. I've been playing for quite some time, so I thought I can do something better with the grounds, get some good grounds and have more better experience for all the teams. So that's something that we can give in return to all the teams.
I want to add something. Obviously Vijay, has done a fantastic job, but I want to say that, I've been in the committee for close to around, this is my 6th year or 5th year. I'm not sure, 6th year maybe. But this committee is definitely the beast. I've been with a lot of people, they have been great. They've been volunteering their time, they're doing their best. But these 6 people that I'm working with are definitely a lot of energy. Everybody is like just going out of their way to do things which we haven't even planned. So, it's rather top-down approach than bottom-up. These guys are bringing things in front of us, in the front of the committee, to the betterment. So what Vijay was telling us, that proactiveness, I think he was more proactive than what we've been in the past. We've been planning things way ahead. Even for that matter, this year's DCL night is something that we want to make sure it happens before the end of the year. That's something we are planning. So just to give you an example, that generally that planning happens in October, November, we start planning things, but we have already thought about this year. We want to make sure that the DCL night happens October, November, so that it's current and people are still fresh. So just to give you an example, but go ahead, Vijay. Sorry,
so again, like as of today, we have all the grounds for the entire season. So KK will be again doing the thing with the captains, and then you should get all the grounds for all the games for the rest of the season by, I think, KK 15th, right? May 15th or something, somewhere around.
I mean, I'm still debating about it, Vijay, because
Okay.
I'm a bachelor till end of next week, so if I can find time in between, I'll just give a 2-day notice, and it only takes half an hour to do the randomization.
Okay. Yeah. So we have 2 new grounds this year. I think Vijay, you might know, we have secured Pioneer Park this year. And we have a couple of games in Founders Park. So again, we are trying out new grounds, just because we can't keep going back to the same ground, because as I said, right, we want to get to play in good grounds end of the day. So we'll reach out and find new grounds and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, Parthiv and I have played at Founders as well as in Pioneer Park. Right. So I don't think the rest might have played, but they're good grounds. So congrats on that. My next question to you, Vijay.
Yeah.
You pursued a former host of this show, Avinash Raghu, for almost, 6 months, 8 months. And somehow he did not sign on the dotted line. What went wrong? All right. I don't want to ask Avinash Raghu, because I want to hear your story as to what went wrong, and then I'll quiz him, or one of us will quiz him in our analyst committee. What went wrong? Oh, it looks like the years of DCL has an answer. No, all right, please.
Well, at least
Let's hear it.
at least Vijay was successful and in luring out Avinash out of Phoenix Reds, my Michigan Cup team, and adding him to Dynamites.
Okay, this is
So,
an FCC
yeah.
you're talking about.
So yeah,
so-
instead of DCL, I think he's playing Michigan Cup for Dynamites. So he's doing
But
justice.
but let me hold on, KK. I think there is something more than that. Avinash Raghu sat on the bench last year in the semi-finals or finals. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that probably had more to do with that lateral move to Vijay Shanmugam.
Oh, he was in India in the semis and finals.
Who was in India? Avinash Raghu?
Avinash, yeah.
Oh, in the semi-finals and finals, he was in India.
Yes,
I thought
and the quarterfinals
thought he
game
was
when
available.
we beat the United Icebreakers, he was actually on a plane. So
Was
once
it
okay.
DCL or FCC?
challenges
I
are
think
done, yeah.
overall,
I'm talking
what
about
Vijay was
FCC.
saying that
Yeah.
Avi was underutilized, right? Even whatever the game he has played, he was underutilized. Is what I think Vijay is trying to highlight.
Yes,
No.
yes.
I thought there was a game in which he was available, but he did not. Where I didn't think he got picked.
Yeah, that was the finals of the challenges. Yes.
Okay, all right. So, anyway, coming back to Vijay. Vijay, you have 17 players available. Man, we are struggling to find 11 players, and you have 17 players
So,
available.
like,
Of course,
again,
of course,
Vijay,
of course.
Vijay.
Is it 17 players who want to play against Titans, or is this?
Yeah, that's Parthiv. You read my mind. You read my mind, baby. You read my mind. See, now this is how people start reading my mind even before I express an opinion. Not only are they stealing the question, they are also reading the mind before the question comes out.
No, I don't know about that. I can't read others' mind, but I started getting availabilities as soon as the first game ended. So we had 2 weeks to people to think about it and give.
Oh, so 2 weeks you had Titans to marinate over. All right, I got the point.
So it's a difficult task. And coming back to Avinash Raghu, I think I only said one thing to him: if you feel like you're not being playing there and you want to get more play time, you're always welcome to be a part of this team. And we had successes before with other players coming in and performing very well in this team and in this atmosphere. But I think Pokeri's, Ranjit is also my good friend. So they also needed players, and he was promised that he will be provided enough opportunities to continue playing for Pokeri. So respect that his decision, and it's always hard to leave a team which he has played for a long time. But his voice has been heard in his team, so hopefully he will get more playing opportunities and
I think maybe the emotional point came into the discussion. Being part of Pokeris for so long, why do you want to leave us? And maybe giving more promise this year. But let's see how the season winds up.
Having said that, I thought since the point about Pokeris came up, I do not know, many of you probably know this, but wasn't Sunil Paingol the former Pokeri skipper? I could be wrong. I thought the very first year Pokeris were formed, Sunil Paingol was the Pokeri skipper. I know his wife died, and I wanted to send our sincere condolences to the Paingol family. When somebody goes through grief, we also feel the pain and the grief which they go through. But having said that, I still believe that Pokeris from first season to Pokeris where they are now, a lot of that credit should go to Ravi Narla. He's not the skipper anymore, but he turned them into a fighting unit, and he turned them into, he recruited in his own style, but he always managed to get a close knit of guys. maybe the decision making you can question, but you can't question his heart or his dedication to this craft, or the dedication to his fitness and his willingness to put everything on the line. I thought he's a fantastic leader of people, and it's just on the cricket field. Maybe we don't agree with some of the decisions, but that's okay. I mean, each person has to figure their own way out of a equation, kind of a thing. But and when he moved, I think the right person to lead Pokeries after Ravi was Ranjit. I mean, equally fiery leader, equally dedicated man. I think Pokeries, I have a lot of respect for what they do on and off the field, and they have some fantastic cricketers. I mean, and very dedicated cricketers. I do not know when Ranjit Palaniswamy. I mean, is a fantastic cricketer. I saw some shots which he hit. It's amazing shots, and they had that Dinakaran. Am I right?
Arun, yeah.
I mean, I saw one of his shots, and I'm still in awe of that shot. And so they have some, and their opener. Saran is fantastic, and Vignesh has always been the gold standard, kind of a thing. But I'll give them a shout out. But especially when they're going through tough times, I do not know how close they were with Sunil or any of those things. But just wanted to say I'm sorry for their loss, and so is the entire primetime gang. That we are sorry for their loss. Vijay, my next question is, why would the result be different this year? Because last year you had the dream start, 0-2 or something like that. And then from there, you managed to lose the game. This year, why would the result be different?
I think the tide is pretty much calmed down this year. Last year, again, it was, as I said, grudge match 1.0. So everybody wanted...
finally the truth came out, Parthiv. Finally the truth came out that it is still a grudge match. All right, let's go on. Thank you, Vijay. Sometimes...
Oh, here's Vijay is frozen.
Yeah.
Vijay, go ahead.
Yeah. When I was, looking at the scoreboards, and I was talking with some people last year because I was not here, it was more like, we want to get, we want to win, right? We didn't really focus on our strengths, actually. So when you go in that mindset, either one, you can really win, another way, you can really, lose your way. So I think that's what happened last year. This year, what I have told is, regardless, every team is equal. Every team we should be considering as Titans or Glads or whatever it is, right? Even Stingers. Every team has equal opportunity to win. So it's about how we approach the game, how we control the game, and how we react to pressure. So hopefully this year we'll have that opportunity to calm our nerves and play the game to compete. Not to have any grudge or anything. So just play the game to its fairness and let the results speak for itself.
And Vijay, I have a request. This time you stream the game. Don't let Gaba stream the game.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think we've lost Viju, but I think we are almost to the end of the show. So I want to basically thank our guest. Thank you, Vijay, and obviously Gabaji, you are a permanent member of the show. So thank you. But as acting Detroit Titan captains, hopefully this is a game lives up to its potential. Last time it was a one-sided game. Hopefully this time, there's a nail biter, and the neutral spectators have a great time looking at the game. We wish you all the best for the game, and with that we'll end the show. Just a quick note: next week we're probably going to have the show on Thursday night at 8 p.m. instead of Wednesday night. We have a conflict. Our technical host Satya is not going to be there. Without him, I don't think we can continue the show. So if he's out, we're going to probably push the show to Thursday.
Okay. Parthiv, your voice is a little bit breaking. So the next show might not be at Wednesday. It will be on Thursday. But Wednesday, we'll have the Glads game going on Glads Cricket channel. So we'll try to have it on Thursday, 8 o'clock. So that's what he's trying to mention.
Yes.
Parthiv, you are available next Thursday?
Yeah, I'm available next Thursday.
So what about KK and Gaba?
Yeah, I'll join. Maybe a little late, but yeah, I have practice that day. I'll try to finish that and join.
Okay,
I
KK?
will confirm in a day, Vijay.
Okay, all right. Gaba, I had one quick question. Any lessons learned from last season? Sorry, I got cut off thanks to internet going out.
The lesson learned is like as a team where we have to work on our batting. I think our top order has to click. We cannot rely on middle order and the lower middle order to score. I think that is where actually my whole team has to work upon. Whoever is getting a chance on the top order has to give us a good start so that we can capitalize and put some good total. Or while chasing, even though it is more important to have a good start. So I think there we are lagging, and I hope my team will learn and improve on that aspect.
I want to wish best of luck to you, Gabaji, and to Vijay in Grudge
you.
Match 2.0. It's certainly not Love Match 2.0, but Grudge Match 2.0. We wish both of you the best of luck. I'm sure Gaba also has enough and more players available for this game, ready to prove a point. But all the best. But Parthiv, Satya, and KK and Gaba, the best team that I can work with. So thank you for everything. So
Thank you.
appreciate everything from my end.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Vijay.
See you next
Yeah,
week.
good luck to all the teams, guys. Thank you.
Good
Bye.
luck.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.